Hey, it's Nicolette Moore from NicoletteMoore.com, and today I have interview number 9 with Mark Harbert. Now, this is a really exciting interview. Mark has been in network marketing for 16 years, and he just hit $100,000 in a product launch in one day. So you're definitely going to want to check out his story, so I'll see you on the other side. Hello, this is Nicolette Moore from NicoletteMoore.com, and today I am honored and privileged to have Mark Harbert here with us today. Now, Mark was introduced to network marketing 16 years ago. He's a Navy veteran, and he saw network marketing as, he saw a vision for it being a part of his future. And now, 16 years later, he's a multiple six-figure earner. He has a crazy successful business, and he's also a trainer, a speaker, a YouTube guru, and he is coaching others to have similar success in network marketing. So, Mark, I'd love for you to come out and just fill us in on your network journey, your network marketing journey from the year 2000 till present.
Oh, good. Well, thank you, Nicolette, for having me on. It's great to be here with you. And yeah, I've had kind of a, I look back and I think my journey is, it's been pretty wild. I mean, I think about, when I got started in 2000 and I actually got approached at a gas station by a guy and, the traditional way, and I met him at a Denny's restaurant, and that was when, it's all started for me. And it was interesting because when I got there and he kind of shared with me and went through, the whole plan, and I immediately saw possibility. And from that point on, I was basically ruined. I was like, he really helped me to, think about where I wanted to be and what would be like my ultimate lifestyle, kind of things like that. And for me, I just wanted the freedom to go and do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it. And so again, I was pretty much wrecked from that point on. I mean, there was no going back once I kind of got that picture. And that ought to tell you the importance of helping people get a vision of where they want to go. And from there, I was, I've been in the industry ever since. I was in a company, started out for a couple years, got out, started with a different company, was in that company for about 4 years. And then I, kind of ran into the whole problem that most people fall into, where I didn't have enough leads. I didn't have enough people to talk to. I started looking online. I came across some ads. I started really studying online lead generation, and, it took me a little bit of time. It wasn't really because that was anybody's fault. I just really had not taken consistent action long enough. And, lo and behold, I got to a point where my back was against the wall and I had to make something happen. And that's when it happened for me. So, and it's been fun ever since. The last several years have been great. I think probably for the last, 2 years now, I mean, there isn't a month where I haven't made at least $20,000. So, that's pretty fun when that happens. So, but that's really different than where it was a few years ago. So,
So that's proof in the pudding right there that even if you're lacking on resources, you can still end up coming up on top. I mean, here's Mark who, he definitely, he had hard spots that he went through, but he wouldn't accept those as excuses to quit. And so now he is an amazing example of what hard effort and commitment and that consistency that he talked about, what the result is of that. So that's incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
So can you explain to us how social media has played in building your business?
Yeah. Oh, it's everything. I mean, that's what I've used for, the last, 5 years. YouTube, Facebook, stuff on Twitter. I mean, those are the 3 main ones. But I mean, the thing is that whenever you're building a business, it's like that with even a traditional business. Same principles really apply. You have to go where the people are. Where is everybody right now? They're all on social media. I mean, Facebook alone has like 1.7 billion people or some crazy number like that. And I mean, there's 7 billion people in the world. So we're looking at like, a lot of people. And if that's where people are hanging out, then you got to go there. So you got to figure out how to make that work. And so, I mean, it's played a massive part. I mean, you think about it, the top 3 couple websites are all social media sites: Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. They're all, you know, the top sites in the world. So if that's where people are, you got to go where the people are. And then you just got to know some strategies on how to connect. If you're doing like some paid ads on Facebook, you need to know how to do that. And just, it's all a learning process. So for me, I mean, which is kind of funny, I run a lot of ads on Facebook all the time. It's just like one of my main avenues for building my business. And yet, for the last 2 weeks, I've had issues with my ad account. So I'm like, my business has been kind of on hold because I'm like, oh, hello, you know. But it's been kind of fun. But it's been interesting. So it plays a huge role.
Okay, so I'd like to elaborate a little bit on that. I've heard of the concept of attraction marketing, and so I would love for you to share with us what your understanding of attraction marketing is and how it ties into being online on social media and building a network marketing business.
So I guess the difference when you're talking attraction marketing, the main difference with it is it's the difference between selling somebody where they feel like they're being sold, which nobody likes, and the difference in empowering people. You're actually giving them, you're educating people, you're sharing valuable tips, tricks, strategies, things that can actually help them before you even ask for a sale or a sign up. And what happens is it's a different way to do your business. It's very different. I know for me, I'll never go back to the old chase and pitch routine. Will never do it. I despise that. As a matter of fact, I'm so anti working with friends and family. Like, I've had friends and family like want to work with me, and I'm like, no, it's not happening. It's just a totally different paradigm because I'm not going there, and I'm not interested. Go find somebody else to work with. I'm not, because it's just when it's a totally different thing, and most people are so into hammering their friends and family like nonstop. And I was like that for a while, and I'm still recovering my reputation, you know? And so it's really the difference between an ad that says, hey, this is the best product, lose weight, you know, get thin, wear better clothes, or download my free sheet that gives you the top 10 things you need to look out for before you try the next fad diet. You know, people will find value in that. Wow, okay, you're educating them. And then, you know, hey, I have something that, you know, really it doesn't, you know, all these things, it's not a part of what I have. If you have an interest, here's my number or my website or something like that. So it's just a major difference. You're attracting people to you rather than repelling them. And most people are in the repel business. So
yeah, and I think that's huge, especially with network marketing. It seems to be an industry that tends to repel people.
Oh, big time. Big time. I mean, it's, I mean, I get it. You know, I get it. We get really excited about our product and, you know, everything's like that. But I've always said like a leader that really attracts people to them is somebody who divorces themselves from the outcome. Like, I don't get excited anymore when somebody signs up. I just, great. And if they don't, great. You know, it's kind of like, I'm just like, the biggest problem is that people are like this excitement and then they're down like this and they're never like just straight, you know? And when you get to that point where you're like just straight as an arrow, great, you signed up. Great, you don't want to sign up. You know, it's like either way, you're fine because either way, you're doing it with or without them. And that's what is very attractive to people. You know, they want to be around that person that knows where they're going, what they're doing, and that's attractive. It really ultimately, when you get down to it, it's about being a leader is ultimately what it comes down to. So.
Okay. So do you think that that everybody is able to learn that leadership right away? That's something that's kind of
it's something learned over time. I mean, personally, I don't think attraction marketing is duplicatable. Okay. But because you can't duplicate leadership, it's got to come from within, you know? And that's just my take on it. There's so many other things that are duplicatable. You can create online systems that people can use and still get that same type of positioning. But over time, really, this industry caters to the people who are growing, the people who are constantly investing in themselves. Those are the ones that really go on to really see great success. You know, I mean, that's one thing I've seen over the years. I mean, so attraction marketing is awesome, but I don't think it's duplicatable because you can't duplicate passion. You can't duplicate the inner desire to be better than you are now. You can't systematize that. It's got to come from here. And wow, that's the only difference. So it is duplicatable if you get the passion, the desire, you want to grow into being a leader. But, you know, certain people, you ever notice the ones that make the most money are the ones up in front of the room? They're the ones presenting. They're the ones those are the ones that really go on to make the big bucks. And I don't know. I saw that. I was not a leader when I first started. Very timid, very shy. You know, I was the guy in high school who was afraid to talk to the girls. You know, I was like shy. You know, and I'm not shy anymore. You know, I mean, I have no problem getting up in front of talking in front of people, and I was not like that. So it's learned. You know, and yeah, something to keep in mind.
Yeah. I think that I think the whole process is definitely goes back. I think it always goes back to mindset, because what you're explaining to me is it's all about what you're thinking about what you're doing. And so if you're desperately seeking after people to join your company or to be a customer, then that's not attractive, because people feel that slimy desperation and they don't want to work with you, even if they love you. You know, they just don't want that. And then
people can smell it a mile away. They can smell it a mile away. And if you're even slightly needy, you know, it's like, whoa, you know, and so you're nailing it.
Yeah. So that's definitely really good pointers to take home. And then for people who are trying to build online, I love how you say, you know, you can't duplicate passion. Yeah. And it's just like anything else. You know, somebody joins your company and they don't stick with it because they don't see immediate results. Well, the same thing online. Trying to build online takes time, and it takes building that rapport and building that content and everything, you know, the know, like, and trust factor that you're speaking of.
Right.
But you have to have that passion and vision to keep pushing through and sticking through the course. And so people, you know, drop off online all the time, you know, because they don't see the results they're looking for.
I think the biggest problem with that is people lack long-term vision. Because a lot of times people are looking for a quick fix to their problems, and they think that if they can make some quick money, that's going to solve their immediate problems. And they have a very hard time seeing beyond that. And I know, because I was like that for a long time. I mean, I was like always searching for the quick and easy route, when the quick and easy route was just get my ass to work for the next 90 days, go hard, get some momentum going, and boom. That's when it was, you know, that's when I knew it would, you know, really kick in. But there is no easy button. There's just the work button. Push the work button, get in there, go to it. And it can happen in a short period of time, but it just takes some hustle to make it happen, you know?
Yes. Definitely. So you mentioned that there was a point where you were, you know, up against a wall and you had to make some decisions to get yourself out of the bad spot. Do you mind like sharing a little bit, elaborating on that story and how you overcame those challenges?
So I was living in Chile, and I was down there with my wife and my daughter. And so I was doing like I was doing some like virtual assistant type work. I was building websites, funnels, and I was doing some work for some big people. It was very freelance though, so work wasn't really consistent. And I just kind of got to a point where work got really slow and I had no money, you know, and we needed food. You know, I remember one time I walked into the kitchen, and this was like my breaking point, when I walked in the kitchen and my wife was there and she had the refrigerator door open, and she said, you know, honey, we need food. And I was like, we had no money. And I had that just disgusting feeling where I was like, I am so sick and tired of feeling like this, because it's like the worst feeling in the world. And that was like that very moment when I made a decision. And, you know, you just get to that point where you're sick and tired of being sick and tired. You're over it. You've had it. You felt like this long enough, and it's put up or shut up. And I went to work like balls to the wall. I mean, I was hardcore every day. I was making videos. Some days I made 10 videos in a day. I mean, I was just going hard with what I knew. And 90 days later, I had my first 5-figure month. So it was hard. And some people are like, well, what did you do? I'm like, I just worked my tail off. That's how bad I wanted it. And there is no magic pill. And you just got to want it really bad. And I mean, if you can want it really bad, but if you're not taking action, then you don't really want it. You know, and it's all got to be backed up by action. It's just, you're going to do whatever it takes. You're going to stick in there as long as it takes. If it takes you 5 years and you get to that point in 5 years where it finally happens, will it have not been worth it? I mean, it took me 12 years to see some success in this industry. I could have very easily quit many, many times. And believe me, I was tempted to, you know, but I didn't. And now I shudder to think what would have happened if I wouldn't have, you know, so.
Well, it's just like that. I don't know if you've had any other businesses, but you know, I have a small business here locally, and any business owner knows it takes time to break even, first of all, and then it takes time to turn a profit. And network marketing and building a business online is no exception. And it's all, like you said, I mean, it's about the passion and the vision, sticking through it, consistent action, and then working your butt off to make you know, provide value for the marketplace.
Right.
So you had, you know, this tight spot where you didn't have food in your refrigerator.
Yeah.
And now, you know, I met you a little bit over a month ago at an event in Austin where you were on stage and were able to share about having what was it? You put out a product and within one day made $100,000.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you take us to that day and what that experience was like?
So I recently just created a new video marketing product, and I launched it. I did a big scale launch on it, and had a lot of people promoting it, and we, you know, put it all together. And it really, this whole course was like, you know, 7 years of knowledge all packed into one. I mean, it's really, really, I just had a good friend of mine, Vince Reed, which a lot of people know. Vince is awesome, amazing guy. And he was going through my course, and he's like, dude, this is like 20 courses in one. I mean, this is a lot. I mean, you could have broken this up into like many different courses. It's really jam packed, but that's what I wanted to do. And went out there, and very first day did $100,000 in sales on the first day. And, so it was pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. I remember we weren't sure. I mean, and I say we, 'cause my business manager, and we were watching the numbers, and I mean, it's pretty exciting when a sale's coming in like every, you know, 5 minutes, boom, boom, you know, and it's just coming in all day long, nonstop. And we weren't sure we were going to hit it. We were kind of like not reached, you know, and right when we were about 15 minutes before we hit the 24-hour mark, it hit 100,000. I was like, yes, that was like amazing. So yeah, it was a big thing. I mean, I could barely think about even making 6 figures in a year, let alone a day, you know? And so it was amazing, pretty amazing feeling. So
that's incredible. I'm so excited right here, just like thinking about it. I mean, that's incredible.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So what, I know that you're a coach, and throughout the years, you must have had mentorship to, you know, help kind of assist you to get to where you are today. Can you share a little bit about coaching and what that does for your business and what that's done for you?
Yeah. So I'm a big believer in coaching. I probably would not have, no, not probably, I would not have had that $100,000 day had it not been for coaching. And I've always had a coach for at least the last 2.5, 3 years. And here's the thing. If I want to be here and I'm here, I need to find somebody who's here and find out what they're doing. And if I have to pay them, you know, $1,000 or $2,000 for 1 hour of their time, and what they share with me can make me tens of thousands of dollars, why would I not do it? Right. It's like, it's like an investment. If I can put if I put $200 in and I get 500 or 1,000 out, we'd be doing that all day long. So for me, when you're doing coaching, to get somebody's knowledge, to get that shortcut, to find out that shortcut, sometimes people hesitate because they don't believe that they can actually go do it. And that's one of the things that holds people back. But that's where a coach can really help you, And a coach sometimes will be, will get on you. Why aren't you doing this? Why, I have I can think of a couple instances. One of my coaches, Ray Higdon, great, incredible friend of mine, great guy. And, hired him. And there's a couple times he got on me. It's like, cause I didn't do something, there were times where I was speaking on stage and I'm getting off and people are like, dude, that was the freaking most amazing. And Ray's like, you come back and critique me and say, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't do this. And I'm like, okay, but it made me better. You know what I mean? And, it was funny. Like at Live the Dream, I had a lot of people come up and they were saying, it was awesome what you shared. It was so cool. And I get a text from Ray. He's like, hey, by the way, I wouldn't do this. I wouldn't do that. And I was like, but that's what I want them there for. It's like, hey, it's learning how to be better, getting better all the time. And that's what a coach is for. They're there to push you. They're there to drive you. They're there to do it. And, in my business is very consistent between 20 and 30 grand a month. Very, very solid, but those spikes in volume come too. So it's pretty awesome.
That's incredible. I know I just started a coaching journey, so I'm very excited about how that's going to play into my role. And I look forward to being able to coach one day because I think that it's just incredible. We need to have accountability partners. We need to have people to push us. Yeah. So it's huge.
And one other thing too, I'll say on coaching, sometimes hiring a coach can be a stretch financially. Okay. But that's actually a really good thing. And some people don't. This is the way I see it. When I first hired my coach, I was like, whoa, I don't know if I can do that. I don't, but here's what it did. And I was like, you know what? I got to do it. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to push myself. I put myself in an uncomfortable position because I knew that if I got myself in that uncomfortable position, I remembered back to the day when I had $7 in my bank account and we had no food in the refrigerator. Being that uncomfortable drove me to do that. So I'm like, how do I put myself back in that? Let's hire a coach. A lot of money I'm paying out a month. And it drove me and pushed me to the same thing. It was like the same effect, And so sometimes you've got to be willing to put yourself in an uncomfortable position if you want to grow. Because if you're not willing to do that, it's going to be difficult. Because growing is not comfortable. Period. You just got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So
yeah, I get that. So have you ever had, just out of curiosity, have you ever had a time where you've had multiple coaches at one time?
Yeah, right now. So there's certain things like, Ray's awesome. And there's, another guy, Vince Reed, I don't know if you know Vince Reed. Vince is awesome. Vince is an amazing, traffic guy and lead guy. And he's got great insights on funnels. So, paid him to do some coaching. I'm doing coaching with him, but it's getting that knowledge. That's the key. If somebody's done and somebody's really known really well for what they do, even though you might be good at it, always getting a different perspective changes everything. I mean, I've literally had coaching sessions where one little nugget made me an additional $10,000 where I wouldn't have thought about it if I wouldn't have been in there. So was that one coaching session worth the investment? Absolutely. 100%.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So.
Well, awesome. I love, I could talk to you all day, but I know we don't have all day for it. So I will start to wrap it up, but I would like to know what advice you would give to somebody who is looking at network marketing as a career, but they have not been in it before and they're kind of hesitant about it. What's your opinion and what's your take on that?
Well, I mean, network marketing is, I think it's one of the best business models for anybody to get involved in. And whether you're doing network marketing or direct sales is kind of another form of network marketing. You know, you maybe build differently. There's either direct sales or network marketing where you build a big downline. Direct sales is more not so much team building and depth building, but there is, you know, the potential there for a lot of commission. So really depends on which route you go. But either one, anytime you can be in business for yourself and get involved for a very low initial investment in getting started in the business, I think is a win-win. I mean, you say you're a small business owner. I mean, I'm assuming you probably spent a nice chunk of change getting your business going, you know? Yeah, a lot of chunk of change. And I mean, you think about it, I mean, you know, people go to college nowadays and they're spending 20, 25 grand a year to go to college so that they might be able to get a job when they get out and then pay on a loan for the next 30 years of their life. Why? I mean, what is so different? What if you were able to take that type of money, invest it into something you really love and you're passionate about, that same money, and just go hard on that? I mean, it could pay you way more than a job. I mean, there's no question about it. So for me, I think the home business industry is awesome. It's changed my life. And so I guess I'm biased, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think the tides are definitely turning. I have a little article from Success Magazine they put out. I don't know if you've seen it.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that. Yeah, the 9-to-5 job. Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, the 9-to-5 job is over. It's turning into the U economy. And they think by 2020 that there's going to be a huge, huge shift towards this home-based model.
There's no question, yeah.
Yeah, so it's good for us. It's good for us, definitely.
The people that are going to be left behind are the people that are refusing to make a shift. The whole economy is shifting, and it is, but it's in a good way. It's getting back to what it should be, and that's people, you know, getting in there, providing value to the marketplace. I mean, when I lived in Chile, it's amazing how many entrepreneurs are down there. I mean, from the guy on the street selling, you know, whatever, to going to the beach and the guy walking around with a big pole in his hand and a hammer so you can put your umbrella in, you know, he'd charge you $1, you know, and the guy's walking away with, you know, a couple $100 a day. That's entrepreneurship. That's the heart, the basis of it. And I love that. And so.
Yeah, yep. I love entrepreneurship because it gives you the control for your future.
Yeah.
You know, you get out what you put into it. And I think that's what, I think that's probably the battle, because right now you could just roll out of bed, you could put on a uniform and go to work, and somebody else tells you what to do, when to show up, when to leave. And it's kind of a catch-22 because it's easy, but it doesn't profit you, and you're a slave to it for your whole life.
And let's be honest, most people are miserable going to their job. You know, by all means, when I had a job before, I mean, I was making pretty good money. You know, I was making $80,000 a year as a corporate sales guy, $85,000 a year. I hated it, man. It was the most, you know, I got to a point where I was like, I do not want to do this the rest of my life. And I work more now than I did, you know, doing air conditioning, which I was an air conditioning technician as well. And I work more now, but to me, it's not work. I mean, when you literally the difference between work and if you do what you love and love what you do, you're not working. And that's the difference. And people don't get it. I mean, I could work 80 hours a week, and to me, it's not work. People are like, you work too much. I'm like, no, I don't. I love what I do. So why is it work? If you really love what you do, you're not working. And that's just something people have a hard time understanding. And it's a weird paradigm, man. And it's a weird change, because there were days, I mean, I was like, I could not wait for the you know, the time to come, and I was off. I was counting down the minutes, you know, 5 more minutes and I'm out, you know, and I'm out. I can't wait to get out of here. You know, it's like, I don't think like that anymore. I'm like, oh shoot, I got to stop. No, I want to keep going. You know, you got a lot to do, you know?
Yeah, I think it's Edson Barty says, you have to be obsessed. Or I'm sure several of you guys say that you have to be obsessed with it. And that's definitely how I feel. I feel obsessed with it. And yeah, like you said, you know, when you have to stop, it's like, but I want to keep going. I want to keep doing it. Yeah.
You know, but you got to go to sleep sometime, you know, so it's fun.
Or else you're producing really interesting content.
Right.
So Mark, for anyone that's out there that wants to find out more information about you, where's the best place that they can find you?
Just my blog, markharbert.com. That's it. You know, that's my home base. That's where I put everything. So
yeah, it's a beautiful blog, by the way.
Thanks.
Love it. Love it. Definitely. I looked at it and I was like, oh, I've got some work to do on mine. But, thank you so much for joining me today, Mark. I really appreciate it. I'm totally honored and privileged that you've spent some time with me and have answered some questions.
Well, it's great to spend some time with you, and thanks for reaching out. And yeah, it's always a good time.
Cool. Okay, well, everybody go find Mark on markharbert.com, and I'll see you later.
NicoletteMoore.com. Yeah. Look. You know she got you, yeah, when it comes to the lead, she gon' lead you straight to the lead generation. It's what it is all about, recruiting all the prospects, yeah, that's what it's shot. She help you with the coaching, you know that she give you the potion, so you could go and move it through the ocean. Cause she there for you, she really cares, she wanna help you grow, that's why she there. So if you wanna get more, you wanna see this what's in store, NicoletteMoore.com, get it y'all.